So going a few years back, KAWS has been suddenly booming, and for the place that I stay at least, almost no one know who is KAWS, what is KAWS, until this came out. The Uniqlo KAWS tee with the KAWS companion covering his face, this tee. So for my place at least, the reason that people actually know about KAWS is because of this tee right here, but do people actually know who KAWS is, as in who is his creator? Why it came to be like this? So today I'm just gonna be briefly talking about the history of KAWS, the creator of KAWS, and basically everything about KAWS. So let's get into it. Born in 1974, grew up in New Jersey, Brian Donnelly has expressed himself as a kid that always wants to go outside. He always wants to explore. He always wants to express himself. And speaking of expression, in an interview, he said that in his neighborhood, he has been with skaters which skate and, more importantly, draw graffiti, which is one of the main reasons that KAWS actually exists. Brian Donnelly figured that this is a very good place to be like an outlet for expressing himself, and from that point on, Brian Donnelly has been making graffiti, so on and so forth. And later on in life, he went to the School of Visual Arts and got an illustration major and worked as an animator. But he doesn't find this thing fulfilling, so he worked as an animator by day and does his graffiti by night. And as time goes on, Brian Donnelly finally settled with the name KAWS. Mainly because how the four letters looked, how the four letters interacted with each other. It wasn't a word to begin with, but for some reason, it sounds like something that's very unique. So as I was recording this, my cat accidentally kicked the stand, and now I need to refocus everything. So after moving to New York City, KAWS started subvertising, which is basically taking people's billboards, taking people's advertisements and just parodying it by just putting on his own artworks, and one of the most famous one is the skulls. So why did KAWS create the skulls? So basically what he said was, the skull is such a universal thing. Everyone, no matter where you are in the world, they just know what the skull means. They just know what is a skull. So that basically covers the head part. So about the body part, KAWS also said that besides the head, the body resembles something of a Mickey Mouse character, and including the gloves, including the pants. Well, it's basically a whole package of being such an iconic character that KAWS created. Moving back to the main story, basically KAWS would actually take out all of those advertisements, just go back to his home and just re-graffiti them, and just put them back into the advertisement spots located at bus stations, subways, and stuff like that. And after a while, people have been noticing the KAWS companion, this figure, and sooner or later, KAWS finally got his recognition, first of all by a magazine, which featured his iconic KAWS. So after that, KAWS has been slowly rising up, but not to a point where people know him globally. So in the early 2000s, KAWS also started to know people from Japan, so he made one of his first toys, which is the KAWS companion figure, and that actually started almost everything. He started to use those toys to go to consignment stores just to sell them. And after this, KAWS has started to make very subtle collaborations in footwear brands such as DC, which is his first collaboration on footwear, according to my sources. And after that, he collaborated with Bape, then Visvim, even Marc Jacobs, and currently up to date, one of the most famous collaborations of all in terms of footwear at least is the Air Jordan X KAWS. And as I was recording this video, even the new season of KAWS X Uniqlo has just been leaked to oblivion, to the point where KAWS had to officially announce it himself that he is collaborating with Uniqlo. So yeah, you can actually see that KAWS is actually rising up very quickly, and he is going to get fame more and more as time goes on. And even before his global recognition, we can see that he's very accepted by a lot of people through his art. Mainly one of the best examples that I can find, and the rest I forgot because I accidentally deleted the whole script after 2 hours of researching. So one of the most famous collaborations, and when I say famous, I define it as KAWS collaborating with someone that is very influential, which is this, the KAWS X Kanye West album cover. So for me, I was just a kid back then, so I don't really know about stuff like this in the past. So apologies if I can't get any more best examples that fit this description. So with all that aside, I'm just going to talk about how KAWS will be in the near future, or at least in my personal opinion. So for me, I just want to comment on how the new KAWS X Uniqlo season is going to affect KAWS in general. So with all the hype going up and me scrolling Facebook and Instagram, and almost 1 out of every 10 posts is about the KAWS X Uniqlo release that day, I would see that people actually would favor KAWS. But then again, there are some people that actually obsess in stuff like these. So basically, some people say that the new KAWS collection is actually a little bit lazy because it's not like the first collection where you can see something that's considered dangerous. And when I say dangerous, it means that something that is new, that's something that doesn't really sell, hasn't been done before by KAWS. And for the new release at least, you can see that most of the stuff has been released by KAWS. In forms of the figurine, in forms of the plushie, the KAWS holiday, the Dior KAWS, the figurine of the KAWS, all those stuff which are just presented in the form of graphics on a t-shirt. For some people, they have said that KAWS has gotten lazy, and then again, some people they're just saying that KAWS has been playing it safe because he knows what people want and he's gonna deliver what people want, which is good in a way, but then again, you can't really see something that's very spontaneous by KAWS. There's no surprise element in it anymore, and I kind of agree with that, because if you're going to keep playing this safely, I don't think that, because if you keep pushing out the same things, the safe things, the iconic things, it's gonna get oversaturated and it's gonna lose value in the eyes of the people. But then again, I don't really have an opinion on the value part because I just love KAWS because I just like KAWS's art style in general, and I feel like his graphics really fit well in a t-shirt. So that's just my take. I would say that KAWS is playing it safe. I wish he would like show more of his past works, like his graffiti, which is featured in only one of the shirts in the new collection. I wish I would see that more, but then again, it is what it is. So let's just wrap this up before my cat stumbles into the camera again. And I'm sorry if this is not such a good video because I deleted the script and I'm just saying everything by memory. Anyways, this has been it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.